Dumelang, and welcome to Brandtegy, a combination of branding and strategy. On this platform, we're going to be sharing content relating to branding as well as service design. Now, today we're going to be focusing on service design, looking at value proposition canvas. What value proposition is, it is the why part. Why should people buy your service or product? What differentiates you from your competitors? Why should people leave a business offering the same service or selling the same product to come and buy from you instead? What are some of the pains that you are relieving your customers from? What problems are you solving? What value are you giving your customers? Because if I'm going to be spending my money on buying your product or your service, you better act like you're going to give me some value in return, because money is very valuable, right? And that is what today's lesson is about, value proposition. Now, before we start with today's exercise, which is mapping out a value proposition on the value proposition canvas, I want us to just learn about customer journey, because this is very key for the activity that we're going to do later on in this video. So what customer journey is, it's the activities that a customer goes through before they actually get to a point of buying your product or service, right? So it's got different stages. It's got awareness stage, research stage, selection stage, delivery stage, and follow-up stage. I'm going to make an example just to make sure that I explain this, in a better way. Let's just say this is me waking up in the morning and I decide I want to have coffee, but I realize I don't have milk. So I've got to go through a customer journey before I actually get to the point of buying milk, right? The first stage that I'm going to go through is the awareness part. Let's just say I'm on Facebook and I realize, hey, actually here's an ad. Yeah, Checkers, and they're selling milk for 12 rand. So I'm now aware that I can actually go and buy milk at Checkers. Then I look at my purse and realize I only have 10 rand, so I actually can't afford to buy the milk at Checkers. Then I start doing more research, right? Looking at Checkers' competitors. Then I realize Pick n Pay has milk for 9 rand because their milk is on sale and it's the same brand. So after doing my research, I'm now deviating. I'm no longer going to buy at Checkers. Now I'm going to buy my milk at Pick n Pay. Can you see why customer journey is so important? Because throughout the journey, there are different touch points that your competitors are fighting for the customer. So you have to make sure that you channel the person throughout this journey to make sure that they come and buy for you. So it's important that this process is as seamless and as convenient as possible for the customer. So I've done my research and I've now selected Pick n Pay, which is the selection stage. I go to the Pick n Pay store, which is the delivery stage. Me actually picking up the milk and going to the till point and buying the milk. When I get to the till point, this is also very important, the follow-up part. When I get to the till point, the cashier gives me a smart shopper and she tells me more about the smart shopper, that the more I come back to Pick n Pay and the more I accumulate a lot of points, I can actually redeem these points to buy more stuff from Pick n Pay. So now I'm developing a heart relationship with Pick n Pay. I'm gonna start going to Pick n Pay for more of my grocery shopping because I know that I can actually get points. So this is what a customer journey is. Now let's go back to value proposition canvas, right? So value proposition canvas has two parts. This part helps us identify what are some of the gaps that we have on the customer journey, and this part helps us map out the value. So it's a value map part. The top part, which is called the customer segment, has customer jobs. Customer jobs is basically that journey that I've been explaining, the customer journey. And the pains is what are the pains throughout the journey that a customer experiences, and what are the gains, what are the things that they like, what are the conveniences that they experiencing as they go through the customer journey. And the top part that helps us translate the gaps into opportunities, it has pain relievers on this part. So it's basically taking these pains and turning them into pain relievers. It also has gains, also taking the gains and making them formalized as gain creators. And it's got this product and services part where you actually place your product and service, right? So this is where the value proposition is going to be. Now I have sticky notes here, so I'm going to do a fun exercise to just show you like how do you actually use this template to map out a value proposition for your business. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I've got a hair salon called Unfleet Solutions in Soweto. I've got a branch in Soweto that's operating currently. So I'm gonna pick a persona. I'm gonna pick Palisa because Palisa is my sister's name. So let's just say Palisa is that customer who's gonna actually go and do her hair at Unfleet Solutions. And let's map out her journey of actually her starting knowing about Unfleet Solutions and the journey that actually got her to go to going to do her hair at OnFlix Solutions. The first thing that she's gonna do is that she's gonna be aware. Let's just say there is this, you know, these sponsored ads on Facebook. They actually don't even pick whether you follow the page or not, because they're sponsored and they are paid advertising. They're just like in your face. Then Palesa knows about OnFlix Solutions from those sponsored ads, so she is aware. So this is the first part of the customer journey. After her being aware, she does more research, right? Obviously, because she's got her own current hair salon where she does her hair. So she's trying to do her research, trying to compare OnFlix Solutions with the current hair salon that she's going to. She's looking at the hair prices, the different kinds of hairstyles that they offer, and then she realizes, oh, actually OnFlix Solutions has the same quality of hair, but it's cheaper, and it's not like this thing where they have like the latest fashion trends, the latest hairstyles and stuff like that. So she's really interested in going to do her hair at OnFlix Solutions. So then she decides to select OnFlix Solutions. So it's the selection stage. So this is the customer jobs. So now that she's decided she's going to OnFlix Solutions, she then checks out where the place is, and she realizes it's in Soweto. She's like, oh my gosh, it is so far, you know. So that's a pain, right? So I'm going to write down the pain here on the pain block. But then she realizes, but you know what, the value that they offered me here looks very cool, so I'm actually gonna bypass this pain and go to the store. She eventually gets to Soweto at the store, and when she gets there, she also finds that there is a long queue. So there's also another pain. Long queue. Because this is like a very cool hair salon. They've done their marketing very well, and a lot of people are flooding to the hair salon. That's why when she gets there, there's a long queue, and this is a pain for her, right? And then she's like, oh, but you know, like, what can I do next time to make sure that I actually don't stand in such a long queue? She then asks the person who works at the hair salon whether they've got like a booking system where she can book a specific slot, and she knows that when she gets there, she actually does the hair at that time. She realizes OnFlix Solutions doesn't have a booking system, so no booking system. Maybe because they don't have a booking system, guys, because they don't have like enough startup funds. They didn't have enough startup funds, so like, you know, it's just rough. So they don't have a booking system, but this is a pain now for Palesa. But then they offer her champagne, darling, and they offer her crackers, biscuits, as well as cheese. So I'm gonna write snacks. Actually, let me use a different color. So this is the gain, right, for her. And the other thing, after she actually buys the hair and she puts it on, she realizes it's very beautiful. So this is also a gain. So the hair is beautiful, beautiful hair. And then just as she's about to leave, they also take her numbers so that when it's almost month-end, they can keep sending her SMSs to just tell her about the latest fashion trends, hairstyles, and like what are some of the things that they have on sale. So what we've done here, we've mapped out Palesa's customer journey. We've looked at the jobs that she does. We've identified the pains in the process. We've also identified what are the gains in the process. So from these gaps, let's now translate them into our value proposition, right? So looking at services and product, right now we only have one product, right, which is the physical store in Soweto, the hair salon. So this is the product that we have. So I'm gonna have this. So we're gonna now start looking at the pains, right, and figure out a way of translating these pains, because we want to make Palesa's experience as seamless as possible, as convenient as possible, right? So that we want to offer her that value, so that instead of going to a different hair salon, she keeps coming back to us. So we start looking at what her pains are and how we can translate them into pain relievers. So we're looking at okay, so number one, the place is very far. So what is it that we can do to relieve Palesa of this pain? What we can do is we can do house calls, right? We can do house calls. Because now she must pay for house calls. To just make sure that she actually doesn't travel the distance, we actually make it super convenient. So we are now selling her convenience, because we're going to do her hair in the comfort of her own home. And what we can also do is that we can start having a delivery system where we actually deliver weaves. Because you know, like with weaves, right, you can just use those things at the back, those adjustable elastic things, I forgot what they're called, but you can use them to actually just fit on any hair size, right? So we can start having a delivery system or even posting them via Postnet. So as we are relieving the pains, we're actually increasing our services, right? So our service is no longer just a physical store, but now we also have house calls as a service. I'm gonna write house call. And we also have a delivery service, right? So our services are increasing, but we're not just increasing services for the sake of increasing services, right? We're actually solving people's problems. We're actually giving people convenience. We're actually giving people value, making sure that our products and services are actually giving people value. And that is what value proposition is about. So we look, there's no booking system, right? So we can now, as OnFleek Solutions, invest in a software, a hair salon software, right? That's gonna allow people to also just book and know like the different time slots when they're coming, and they can also actually even book the person who's gonna do their hair. So here's a hair salon system. Or if maybe it's too expensive because or startup nyana, you can just invest on a cell phone and give people the numbers to actually call and do their bookings and just write that down manually. It's not about the price, it's about solving this and making this process as seamless as possible for the customer. That's what value proposition is about. And you need to be able to do that with any constraint that you have. Let's look at how we can turn these gains into gain creators. Also just making sure that the gains that Palesa experienced and the convenience that she experienced, it doesn't just end with her, right? So we formalize it to make sure that every other customer who goes through our customer journey also experiences the same conveniences. So we look at snacks, right? We realize that she really enjoyed the snacks while she was waiting. So we formalize these snacks and make sure that every time people really come while they wait for somebody to do their hair, they actually have snacks to nibble on. And we can also add screens to this. Also just to make sure that while people wait, they've got something to watch, like we can show the latest fashion trends because ladies love fashion. We can also just show the latest hairstyles because after all they came value to do their hair. Then we can look at beautiful hair. We can invest in obviously in our quality hair and make sure that we don't change it. Either we don't change it or we improve the quality. And also the people that we that work at the hair salon, we need to get people who actually know how to do beautiful hair. So that's our gain. And the SMS system, we can also just add, so it's SMS, we can also just add emails because with an email you're able to attach a picture where the person is able to see the hairstyle that you are advertising to them, so they keep coming back to you. And ta-da, there you've now got your value proposition, right? You can just now take all of these and make them into a nice little paragraph that actually explains your value proposition and why people should be coming to buy from you. And I am excited for you because I know that you're going to use this template to map out your own value proposition for your existing business, where you're going to be going through the whole customer journey, identifying what are some of the pains that customers feel before they actually buy your service or product, and turning those pains into value, right? Turning them into opportunities, turning those gaps into opportunities, and making sure that you've got a killer value proposition actually that beats your competitors at the game. And if you also just want to start your own business, what you can do is you can start just interviewing people about their customer experience and their customer journeys of either of your competitors, right? And you can start mapping out and finding those gaps and those pains, and making sure that by the time you introduce your value proposition, selling the same service or the same product, but you're giving your customers more value, more convenience, and your process is more seamless than your competitors, and therefore you've got a stronger value proposition, right? And people are gonna come and buy from you. So also please do comment below, let me know what you think about the video. So let me know what are some of the customer jobs that you felt when you were watching this video. Let me know what are the pains that you felt when you're watching the video. So also just help me map out a customer journey for Brand2G. Let me know what the pains are, what did you not like about the video. Let me know what the gains are, so that I can also create a proper value proposition for Brand2G. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Do share, like, and follow us on Brand2G, and till I see you again, bye.